In this episode, I would like to introduce our alien audience to two of my favorite humans on Earth. Shane Callaghan, Irish comedian who is based in Bratislava, also in Vienna. The man's all over the place and he came to Istanbul. And Tommy Armstrong, who also has been doing comedy not for a long time, but he's one of my favorite. He's doing some of the coolest, absurdist shit ever. I really enjoyed this conversation I have with these two gentlemen. This is Portals to Terra, and as usual, prepare your brains to get fucked. Istanbul, not Constantinople.
Now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople.
Istanbul. Welcome, Terrarians, to another episode of Portals to Terra. We are still in the city of Constantinople because my visa situation is still, not fixed. But I got to meet a lot of cool people in this city, in the comedy scene. And now, aliens, I'm going to introduce you to two of them. Yeah, they're fellow aliens from the other planets, and don't say anything until I bring you on. The first guy, I met him in the comedy scene. He's kind of new. He's kind of new, and his comedy is the kind of comedy that makes me wanna, not that I ever do, but smoke a joint. It encourages people to even smoke a joint even. And I fucking love him. I think he has a future in this business, and when he's famous, he's gonna have been on this podcast. So then I'll go, see, I discovered him, and I'll totally capitalize on you. And the second comic, he's been touring and stuff. He's a pro comic. He's way above my level. I saw his shit.
Oh, that's not true.
He's super fucking funny, and he blessed this city with his material. He had his solo show with Tuesweber. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tommy Armstrong and Shane Callaghan, everybody.
Can I applaud myself?
Give it up. Give it up.
I add audience applaud tracks.
Oh, do you?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're giving it up right now.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's all been given up currently.
So, a few questions. Why is, first of all, Shane, with serious questions, like Barbara Walters kind of shit, So, Shane,
I love her.
why did Constantinople get the works?
Get the works. How do you mean?
It's, the song. I thought you were a fan of
I
it's
just
nobody's business but the Turks. Istanbul, not Constantinople.
all I know is Istanbul, not Constantinople, and then in old New York was once New Amsterdam.
Why did they have to change the name? People just liked it better that way. Take me back to
okay, yeah, I don't know any of the
fan.
words.
You're not.
It's not that
even
I'm not a fan. I just don't know it.
Okay. Now, second question. Tommy, arm wrestle. We're doing backwards.
If one of you falls,
Arm
I
wrestle.
will laugh.
Arm wrestle. Not so Armstrong, eh?
Hey, come on. No, we pull in Pennsylvania, where I'm from. Were you pushing?
No, you were pulling.
Yeah, I was pulling.
You're a puller.
Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do, jackass.
Okay, sorry.
That's the end of our podcast.
So now let's get serious. Shane, what is I want to ask about your writing process. What techniques do you use to write your comedy? What is your writing process?
It's very simple. I have a 72-step writing process, which I'll take you through now in detail. No, I'm kidding. Can you imagine?
It's the same number of virgins some people get when they die.
Okay. See, I didn't know that.
One virgin per process.
One virgin per process. Oh yeah, 72. That's the number 72 seems like an enormous number in my head.
Yeah,
like,
holy shit.
It's a lot. It's a big number.
Yeah.
I don't have a writing process. You mean for jokes?
Yeah.
No, I don't write them down.
Yeah.
I think of them in my head and I write down like a word or two words, but not the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think about them when I'm doing a shit.
That wasn't a sincere question, but I do the same. I'm just walking in the street, I come up with shit.
Do you talk to yourself walking down the street
Yeah.
and sometimes accidentally move your mouth?
Not
I
even
do.
accidentally, on purpose.
On
I'm
purpose.
talking to myself.
I look like a complete, I'm like, and I'm acting it out in my head walking down the street, and people, and when I catch people looking at me, I'm like, oh, I'm doing it again. I look like a crazy person.
Yeah.
But I think we all do it, not just comedians. I think loads of people do it. I talk to myself. If I have an argument with somebody, I will go home and replay the argument and imagine that I said something much worse than I did. And then I'm like, well, I won that, and so I'm fine. I don't get, but that didn't really happen.
And people were like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Do you ever get insecure about what people think of you when you're walking in the street?
Yeah, I'm a Gemini. Yeah, like people's opinion is the most important thing, which I hate saying that because it makes you sound super vacuous. It's like, shouldn't the most important thing be like love, you know, or truth?
No.
Or climate change? I'm like, no, I want everyone to like me.
It's that guy called Mehmet that you don't even know in a country that you're gonna leave in a couple of hours.
Yeah, he thinks I'm too short for an Irish person,
Yeah,
and he's
God
right.
damn it.
Yeah.
I'm just as like my OCD, I gotta check.
Yeah.
Every 5 seconds we check on this podcast. Check happen. Yeah, but to me, like, I was in a bad mood as I got here, because for the third time this week, I got checked by undercover cops, not even overcover, you know, overcover cops twice a day. And I was thinking, this is kind of therapy session at this point. We're getting sincere zone. But like some days I wake up and I go, okay, the one guy who looked kind of like me, if I don't shave my beard, blew up 2 buildings many years ago, and ever since then I have to carry the burden of that shit, you know. By the way, so sorry for not my fault. If I was in charge,
Those buildings.
I wouldn't have.
Actually, those buildings.
But it's like, what have I done to be like, always it's like walking in the streets. I know women have this thought of like, hey, I don't want to take any chances. Is he a rapist? You know, like constantly hearing from people from many countries, I'm not being specific, but, oh, these guys rape, Syrians rape, Arabs rape, these guys rapists, oh, they're men, they come here, they touch our women, yada, yada. In another country where I've lived, there was a billboard, I swear to God, during the migrant crisis that said, did you know that out of every 5 rape case in Europe, like 2 of them are... The word for migrants that they use is like illegal Middle Eastern refugees during the Syrian migrant. So how am I to ever like have the confidence when I go on a date? I got to do so much to prove to people that I'm not one of them. No. Rape, no. Very nice guy, you know, whatever. And I can't. Sometimes I'm here with 2 awesome white people that I love, but be jealous of white people for not having to go through that. And I wanted to ask, like, Shane, so you are a Homo sapien.
I'm so many different versions of homo, it's ridiculous.
Do you sometimes feel that with hetero sapiens? Like, do you get angry at them for just not having to go through maybe the bigotry or the stereotypes that are attached to who you have to be, you know, because of like...
Yeah, I think I get annoyed by people wanting to talk about something I don't want to talk about. So like, for example,
this.
No. This is like an important podcast, but like, it's normally older men, but they'll want to analyze what being gay is, and they'll want to tell you their opinion about it. And I didn't ask, and I'm not interested. But if I don't listen, then I'm rude. And I'm like, I don't want you to tell me about me. You know, it's a lot less serious, but it's like, I'm vegetarian. And when you're at a dinner table, someone wants to tell you, like, well, this is what I think about vegetarian. Like, I don't want to know. Can't be arsed. It's not interesting.
Yeah.
It's not interesting talking about being a vegetarian. I don't care what you think. But you have to listen to them. because they're men and they're straight and they're white and they're Christian and they're giving their opinion and they've never really understood that no one is arsed about what their opinion is. No, I don't care. That's annoying. But I find later you don't have to explain yourself so much anymore in most of Western Europe. You don't have to explain
Yeah, because
yourself.
I think what I go through is a lot of people go like, "Oh, you're such a nice one," you know. And then they hear
that's
that
such a wrapped up. That's such a compliment wrapped in an insult, wrapped in a compliment,
exactly.
wrapped in
You insulted my tribe, and you at the same time took me out of it, and then said, "Oh, so you lived in Hungary, you grew up in Hungary. That's why." Like, because your culture is more Western because you grew up there. I was like, I was the same shit back in Iran too, and there's so many of my friends who are still in Iran. They're decent people. It doesn't make, and they're like, or you speak good English. That's why, and I'm just like, I kind of feel like I need to defend Iran and Iranians. I was like, no, it's not like people are going around raping everybody, not speaking English, or wearing, or this one, they say that, there was this lady who was hitting on me, and she was like, I really like Middle Eastern men when they look Western. And I'm like, what does that mean? I was wearing jeans and a t-shirt. It was like, not like the way you guys dress back home. I was like, well, how do you think people are going around in robes? I was like, so that's fucking insane. Anyways, Tommy, so what do you have anything to add to this conversation?
That's so fucked.
Have you ever been through anything that you feel like you were misunderstood in this way, or generalized? Maybe as an American, people have it like a certain image of.
Yeah, but I feel like when they do, it's like, okay, like it's like, not as bad,
Definitely.
I don't mind feeling, I think it's very, very different when that kind of thing happens. Like when someone compares me to like, other men and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, you're not like other men. I'm like, good.
What does that mean? What is other men? Let's define other men.
Other men.
Yeah.
Men that are not you.
Men that are not me. I feel good when people separate me from that, but that's very, very different than from separating you from like where you're from and shit like that. Like but yeah, I think that's a very different experience.
But that in itself is very interesting because men, like, why is Andrew Tate so famous? What's up with men, especially like straight young men need a figure, like.
He is really. I work with a lot of like teenagers and children, and I think that they watch him, and I genuinely do think some of them do not realize it's serious. The younger ones are just like, this is hilarious because no one is saying this. I think there's a little bit of that, but he is definitely tapping into something a lot of people think, which is really fucking depressing. But your thing earlier, what pisses me off more than like, I would like in the modern world if I just knew where you stood. If you're going to be homophobic, own it, so that I can avoid you. You're going to be a racist, own it, so I can avoid you. But the ones that you're one of the nice brown people, and it's like it annoys me that person is going to walk off and think, I did a good thing today. Like I did a good thing. I complimented. I met one of the nice ones. Do you know what I mean? Like when people are like, it's the all lives matter people. When they're like, I'm not racist, but like your white people are having a very hard. But white people are having a very hard time. No, you're not allowed to like. If you're going to be a dick, can you just make it easier for me to understand that you're a dick? Like I'm not homophobic. I've got nothing against gay people. I just don't want it shoved in my face. And I'm like, okay, what exactly does that mean? Does that mean like a dick in your face when you're sleeping? Like when you fall asleep on the train? Because I'm on board with that. I would not like someone to just smack their balls around my face if I fall asleep on a bus. Totally. But you mean like two men hugging in public? Okay, but you're not homophobic, but that turns your stomach. I see. And they like that's what gets on my nerves.
I had a classmate, and I think. By the way, the same guy, I stopped my relationship with him altogether when he started talking about genocide of Muslims, where I was like, oh, this guy is just batshit crazy, you know. But once I was talking to him, and he was from Indonesia, and he was because there is shit happening there with Muslims, and I was like, you can't just even do that when there's an active, like, but whatever. But he once said, because I was talking about like, you know, gayness and stuff, and he went like, oh, I'm okay with gays as long, except for the ones that are convincing. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like the ones that are convincing. It's like, oh, you know, the ones that make me feel like maybe I'm gay. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's
what
not
do you
me.
mean?
He'd love me.
But yeah, but here's the
fine.
thing is that a lot of people are maybe closeted and they're so afraid because then there's the religious upbringing and stuff that says, oh, this is the devil speaking in your ears, which is just like your natural. And they're so afraid of themselves. They want to blame it on you being who you are, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, that is tempting me. And that is with many other things too. It's like you have this, you just want to be free. And somebody told you not to be free, and now you're blaming me for your own like shackles.
But yeah, there's also the thing of like, I don't mind the way that you are, but I don't want you to influence me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be corrupted or, you know, like you, if you're around a lot of gay people, you'll become gay. And it's like, okay, well, when I was a kid, my 3 sisters are straight, my brother is straight, and my mom and dad are straight, because that's how they made me. All of my school teachers were straight. Everyone I went to school with was straight. Everyone was on television was straight. Every movie I ever watched, everybody in the movie was straight. Every cartoon I watched, everybody was straight. In the Jungle Book, the fucking tiger is straight. Like everybody is straight. Thomas the Tank Engine is straight. And they're all, and I turned out to be so unbelievably fucking gay. So it seems that it doesn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Like probably, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's that one too that pisses me off.
It's like not like contagious like vampires and stuff where you get bit by one and you're like, ah.
I would love to meet someone that thinks it is contagious and cough on them and just be like,
Imagine you cough on me and suddenly I become an Elton John fan. And it's like I go, because I'm still standing better than I ever did.
do you want to go to Cher's Greatest Hits tour? Yeah. We should make a horror movie where someone just goes around infecting people with gayness by coughing on them.
Yeah.
And the entire soundtrack should be Cher.
Yeah, and it'll end as a musical. It starts as a horror movie, it ends as a
As a
musical.
musical.
By the end,
It's the Barbie movie. Like it's
turns
just,
into a Bollywood movie by the end.
I love it.
Guys, so let's explain some concepts to the aliens. Tommy, what concepts should we explain to these aliens? They want to learn about Earth. They want to know what kind of a shithole it is that we live in.
Can you talk to them about jogging?
Jogging?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Sometimes I go for a jog. You know what I mean? No, you probably don't know about that, aliens. It's when you want to go from some place to another place very fast on your feet. And then it makes you, makes your heart rate go up. It's very good for you until it kills you. And then your knees fall apart and you become an old guy.
Yeah, jogging is like running. It's like when you want to run, but you don't want to get there too fast. It's like edging. Do you know what's edging? Like when you're like, but then you stop and then you keep. That's like edging for running. You run, but you don't want to reach the climax fast enough. You want it to last long. It's like Americano. Like the relationship between Americano and espresso is the same relationship between jogging and running. It's the same
diluted
thing, but
form of intensity.
yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you explain jogging to them?
I wouldn't. I don't believe in exercise.
Okay, that's
I when I find myself getting a little bit fat, which is now a little bit too much beer.
Oh no.
What I do is I do something really healthy. Is I stop eating, I take Xanax, and I just sleep for 36 hours.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Methamphetamine is also an option.
Methamphetamine. I
Yeah.
should try it. I'll try it. But yeah, I don't really like exercising. I think. Do you know when they're like exercise triggers endorphins? It doesn't. It triggers boredom.
You know, my favorite form of cardio is holding my piss when I'm outdoors. Have you tried it? Your heart is beating so fast. I'm like, did I just run? I was just waiting for the bus to get home. And suddenly, yeah. So
You do
I
this
that.
intentionally.
I mean, Yeah.
Okay.
I have a bottle of water. I go out. Like, I live at Gayrettepe. I get myself to Kadıköy. By the time that, the piss hits, I've done the math. So then I have to come back.
And do
It's
you
a whole
lose
road.
calories?
I don't know.
Burn calories,
I don't
okay.
need to lose. Like, if I lose any more, I would officially, qualify for the UN starvation program. The money you donate at the supermarkets goes to me.
Let's see one of your pictures.
Yeah,
in the
that is me.
supermarket.
Yeah.
If you turn to the side and stick your tongue out, you look like a zip. As my mom used to say. I think it's an Irish thing.
That's it.
You look
That's actually
like a
true.
zipper.
I've never been more offended.
No, not you. I meant like it.
I don't even need to do the tongue. It's my nose is already.
Okay. I can't agree with that. So I'm like, all right, okay.
Okay, what concept should we explain to the beautiful aliens here?
When I was a kid, you said you used to hold in your, you still hold in your pee. When I was a kid, I used to hold in my pee while I played video games because I love playing video games so much. I never wanted to stop. So then at the end of like 5 hours, I'd come sprinting up the stairs to the bathroom and go pee.
5 hours.
Yeah, Tony Hawk. Pro skater.
You were scared. You could pause that shit.
Yeah, that's what I would do at the end of the 5 hours.
5 hours of Tony Hawk? That's worse than holding your pee, actually. It's harder to me to hold my pee for 5 hours or play that shit for 5 hours.
Is Tony Hawk the skateboarding guy?
Yeah.
He got married in a castle near my house.
Really?
Oh,
What's it
yeah.
called?
Really?
Huh?
What's it called?
Well, it's not near my house. It's actually the other side of the country. But I was just Googling it the other day. It's called Adair Manor. It's beautiful.
Oh.
Yeah, and I thought the Kardashians got married there because that's something that's really important for me to know where they got married. But no, it turns out it was Tony Hawk.
Are you near Slane Castle?
I live 5 minutes away from Slane Castle.
Bob Dylan has a really good concert at Slane
He
Castle.
does.
Holy
He
shit.
does. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So Kardashians, let's explain. Because
Oh
I
my
already
God,
told
really?
them I'm gonna at some point.
Explain the Kardashians.
Yeah, who
I
are the
actually have never seen it. That was I know a bit about them though. I can try and explain it. They are a family that got very, very famous because one person had sex and recorded it. And a long time ago, to be famous, you had to have an army and kill people, or you had to be like a musical genius like Mozart or Beethoven. But now we have evolved as a civilization that all you need to do is have sex with someone and record it on a budget camcorder, and then you can become famous. And then once you become famous, what you do is you take the best parts of each race and you put them together into one person surgically, but you deny that you've done that surgically.
That's just Armenian.
Huh?
That's just Armenian.
But they don't look. Have you seen pictures of what she looked like in her 20s and what she looks
Armenian.
like now?
She used to look Armenian. Now she looks like an alien.
But I mean, I mean, she's had boobs, tiny waist, like big boobs, big ass, very small button nose,
Yeah.
high cheekbones, pushed into. It's taking features from lots of different, like, white European women, black African women, Middle Eastern women, and then combining it all together, and then telling everybody that this has nothing to do with surgery. This is makeup. And then you sell that makeup to everyone so that they can look like you.
That's
but
smart.
really, you were made.
Yeah.
You paid for yourself to look like that, which
You
is
just fucked up a couple of planets by that.
yeah,
They're going to pick this up and adapt it and start doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, and they'll never make contact with us anymore because they just become too dumb. You just
But-
made the aliens too dumb
I know,
to make
but
contact.
they think we're too dumb to make contact. But isn't it? Yeah, it is weird because like a long time ago, the standards of beauty were like, so
Oof.
yeah, but so
In Iran. Dude, if you look at the harem of the Shahs,
fatties.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was this city in Iran, there was this place called Shahreno. Like, it was a section of Tehran, I think, like an area. And they were all brothels. This is like 100 years ago. They were all brothels because like 150 years ago, when the previous monarchs of the dynasty of Qajar were overthrown by the next dynasty, all the harem ladies, they didn't know where to go. So they created a city that was just full of brothels because they didn't know how to live. It was a patriarchal society. They couldn't work and they didn't know what to do but fucking the king. So they started fucking people like they're the kings, and that's so fucking. I'm getting so sad. The ending of this is. I'm not gonna say how it ended.
I've
have
just
to cut this out. We just got too political. But
I realised I don't know anything about Iranian history except for that Ben Affleck movie that's kind of boring. Is it not true?
moving on.
Oh no, it's not true.
عشق مثل کبوتر میاد یه روز رو باد تن میره به دامت میشه اسیر و راحت
Visit Iran.
For real,
Everything
for real.
totally works and everything is fine.
Yeah. So funny. I'm gonna cut the article part and just go to this.
Iran, where everything is A-okay.
Yes, and moving on. So Tommy, tell me about your life? What did you do in your life? Are you studying? What brought you to Istanbul? Why are you traveling so much? What's this whole?
I grew up in a town called Collegeville.
Yeah.
Then I went to college, in Collegeville.
Is that where university
Sinus College.
or sinus, like sinus? Got
Yeah,
it. Your
yeah, yeah.
sinus college.
Yeah,
Uh,
pretty much.
nice.
Then there's this thing you could apply for where when you get to do a passion project around the world. So you apply and then they give you money, you travel around the world for a year.
Fucking hell.
Hell
Is that
yeah.
true?
Yeah.
That's
Is
what
that
you're
true?
That's
doing.
what I'm doing. Yeah.
You bastard.
Yeah. I got it the year COVID happened, so they give us a deferral period. It's supposed to be the year after you graduate, but
What did you study?
English.
Your English is really good, by the way.
Yeah.
You
Thank
speak,
so much.
you
Oh my
speak
gosh.
very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am so happy that you are here.
What?
Yeah, your English is really good. You don't have an accent like he does.
Oh, good.
Why do brown people have weird English accents? That could just be on the trailer.
It's history, history. We weren't colonized enough,
You needed more
Yeah,
colonization.
look at the Indians, how perfect their English,
The English is, yeah. But in Ireland, there was
Colonization.
too much colonization, so we messed it back up again.
Oh, damn.
Made it our own.
Yeah,
How are you?
You spoke like Gaelic? Or
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to do it in school. You have to learn it in school. You can't finish school unless you
Do you
learn
know
it.
it?
Really?
I do. It's a source of shame that I don't know it better because honestly, for most of us, we don't really use it outside of school. It's very uncommon. I think for me, my family, most of my friends, it's been years since we've had a full-on conversation in Irish. But we've Irish TV, we've Irish newspapers, and we do it in school. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm fluent in it now, which is
Yeah.
sad. It's sad.
Yeah, we barely speak Farsi at this point. Like if you
Really?
No, but the Gen Zs, the way we talk, the Farsi is like half of it is we just throw English words.
Yeah.
So I uploaded this and then I analyzed this, like the certain words like that. Upload, analyze, confuse, trauma, like all of them. We just use the English version.
Okay.
So if you pay attention, you're like, colonization is happening slowly but softly through the internet, I guess.
Do you call it Farsish? Like
No,
Frang-
Farsi.
No, but when you put the two, like Spanglish, Franglish.
Yeah. Oh, Finglish.
Finglish.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Finglas is the name of a district in Dublin.
Really?
In the north of Dublin, yeah, Finglas.
Damn.
And they've really thick Dublin accents.
Damn.
How are you, boys?
What
That
is
was
it
an
think?
awful impression, actually. Coming down. People from Finglas who see this will be like, that guy's a moron. But yeah.
So Tommy, what is your project? So this films and stuff that you're doing is for the project?
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
end result gonna be?
It's going to be probably a movie about comedy and depression, probably a documentary. But I'm also going to cut up into shorts. I got to do it more, but I'm interviewing different comedians, asking them about comedy and depression, and splicing it together with their stand-up.
So you're competing with Joy.
No,
It's
I
the
can't compete
space
with
race
you.
of
Kick my
documentaries.
ass.
It's a war.
it's going to be it's very own special thing. I think I might interview Joy for it too. I really want to. But it's going to be a very funny documentary. I have a very short attention span, so I don't watch a whole lot of movies. So I'm going to try to make it very captivating.
Damn. And you also you've been traveling around working, like you lived in Bratislava, I know. Another shout out to Sia. This is the third time in this podcast we give a shout out to Sia.
Oh, Sia is one of my really good friends.
Yeah,
like,
I
he's
love
amazing.
him. My brother, my Iranian brother, because there's not much of us.
He's from
in
Iran,
the
yeah.
comedy scene that are actually dedicated and doing it.
Yeah.
So, and he did actually in Vienna an all Farsi comedy show, which
He
I
did.
think was a first.
Yeah.
So,
And
that's
his
fucking
sister's
awesome.
a comedian as well, Nasi.
Yeah, I've heard.
How you doing, Sia? We've all been worried sick about you.
Are you talking about the musicians here?
Oh, chandeliers.
I'm gonna swing from the
The chandeliers. So, Shay, I'm interested. How different is Istanbul? Can you analyze all the audiences you've seen so far and perform to? How are they different? Do you have to like tailor your jokes to different people and their cultures and what lands and what doesn't? Or
It depends exactly what you're doing. If it's like, I think I had maybe 50 people or 55 people at my own show, which was just me. No, I don't tailor it, because if you're coming to just see me and you've paid money, you've probably found me online or someone's told you something. So it's fine. Open mics make me very nervous because no one is there for me. And you don't know what the crowd can be like. They can be really... I was telling Tommy about this earlier. In Ireland, I did 2 10-minute sets at open mics, and the crowd were really different from what I would have in my own show. So those ones make me a little bit... make me a bit nervous. But no, if it's my own solo show, I feel like the crowd I would get in Vienna is quite similar to the crowd I would get in Turkey. Mostly...
expats.
Yeah, international people, and generally quite young, generally more women. I've noticed that a lot, because on TikTok, it gives you like an analysis of who's watching most of your videos. I'm about almost 70% women, 30% men. Obviously gay, friendly, queer, like that would have to come into it as well. You're not going to be a 65-year-old homophobic Nazi. I don't think you'd like my stuff. Personally,
Or maybe they secretly do.
maybe they just absolutely love it so
Yeah.
much, but they don't come to the show.
I watch Ben Shapiro for the same reason. I hate watch.
Oh
Do you do
yeah,
that? Like,
yeah.
it's so interesting.
Also, Ben Shapiro is really good listening comprehension for English students because he speaks so fast. Like so fast. I remember I was teaching someone English and they're like, this is boring. And I put on Ben Shapiro and was like, tell me, transcribe exactly what he's saying. And they were like, because I think he's so used to being interrupted that he just is like, well, actually, that's an interesting point. And a lot of people make interesting points. But one of the things about the interesting point and you're like, oh my God, this is a lot.
He sounds like someone who suffers from premature ejaculation. Like kind of people need to get to the point quickly, like some anxiety in her.
Yeah, I say in a restaurant, he probably just picks up the plate and it's like
he doesn't even digest.
It doesn't digest.
The liberals want you to digest, but I say no. I say, I saw he did a Barbie thing. I haven't watched it.
Oh, we
but
see.
the thumbnail
He's
was
angry,
funny,
angry about it.
Yeah, like how the liberals are enforcing their ideology through Barbie.
It's a doll.
It's a doll.
It's a doll. I think we need to it's a doll. Also, the attention Barbie's getting, where Oppenheimer is about an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
And loads of countries have nuclear weapons and they're not getting rid of them when they should get rid of them. Some of them have committed to get rid of them, but they're not. But yeah, fuck Barbie.
Same with Barbies.
Women,
we should
pink.
get rid of them.
Huh?
Same with Barbies. We should get rid of them. It's so funny that I just made a funny, not fun, just a critic annoyed post on Instagram about, so much pink Barbie. Well, so many people commented me, have you even seen the movie? It's a feminist masterpiece. Why is this an assault on feminism that you don't like? I'm not even talking about the movie. I just said all the promotional stuff. But now that I think of it, it's so funny that Barbie, the most sexist thing, portraying women as you need to look like this, short skirt, body image, everything that feminism has been fighting is Barbie, right? And now suddenly it has been turned into a feminist icon. I just don't get it.
Well, I think what they're I haven't seen it, but do you want to watch it? I really want to watch it.
I kind of do.
I really, really want to watch it because Greta Gerwig is an amazing director and Margot Robbie is she did it. It's her.
Right.
And I thought was really cool. I don't know if it was her or Christopher Nolan, who is the director of Oppenheimer, but they really wanted to make the movies compete with each other.
Yeah.
Man movie and woman movie, and that just has not worked because
Yeah.
loads of men are going to see Barbie. And I think Christopher, they asked him, what are you doing the day Oppenheimer comes out? And he was like, I'm going to see Barbie. Like, they're not competing with one another at all. They're you can see. What the interesting question is, Barbieheimer, which one do you see first?
Oh, Oppenheimer.
And then Barbie to
Because you
lighten
don't
it.
want to go to sleep right after Oppenheimer. You want to go to sleep after Barbie.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to see Barbie, then ruin your whole mood, and then go to sleep thinking about the 80s like paranoia of an impending doom.
That would,
Yeah.
okay, you make a
Well,
point.
I think Cam and I are going to see it Friday if you want to join.
Who?
Cam, you know Cam?
Oh yeah,
comedian?
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna sit with my
Oh,
sister
good,
Wednesday.
good.
Yeah.
She live here?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's cool.
Did she live in Budapest with you?
No. No, I came here because she was here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Do I want a Roxana?
Do I want to?
Maybe she doesn't want to. Is it in? No, fuck it. Her name is Roxana. Yeah.
Betty.
Very
Betty.
cool.
Her
Yeah.
name's Betty.
Sting wrote a song about her. No, that's awful. That's awful. She's not in the same line of work as the Sting.
I'm going to trade you my sister's name.
Oh my God,
It's about-
Roxanne is a prostitute.
Yeah, it's about him.
Put on a red light.
You don't need to put on a red light. He fell in love with a prostitute, and it's like Moulin
I
Rouge.
just got that. I'm very stupid. I just got that.
Yeah, you thought this is talking about the RGB lighting on her gamer set, or?
I just thought she liked red.
Yeah.
Like, oh, red light. Oh,
Put
yeah.
on your favorite light.
Yeah, you
I
can
thought
turn
he
it
was
to
gonna-
green too, RGB. You know,
Put
the
on a
remote
red.
control.
But he's telling her to put on a red light.
No, he says you don't have to put on a red light.
Oh.
Like he's saying you don't need to. Moulin Rouge. It's basically like Moulin Rouge.
Ah, okay. I thought he was like offering to pay her electricity bill or something. I didn't know what it was about. Ah,
Yeah, or maybe it's talking about the infrared lights that they use for sinus infections. You put it in front of your face. You don't know?
No.
I used to have one. It's this big, and you put your face in front of it to warm up your sinuses, and then all the
Oh.
mucus comes out. And I put a bat signal sign on it, and I would fuck with the neighbors at times. I think it's really fucking with them, but they were just like, okay, there's a fucking nerd who needs to have sex ASAP. This guy hasn't gotten laid for a long time.
did you play music as well?
That would be cool. But
Yeah.
they called the cops in Hungary, so I didn't.
Okay.
I just like went bat signal on the building, and neighbors were like, "What the fuck?"
I love it.
There's so much shit I need to look up after this.
I used to be a villain in Iran. I used to have an astronomic laser. How do you call it? Astrology.
Is that the laser pointer thing?
Yeah, but it's really good. So they use it for astronomy. So they point at the stars and stuff. It's kilometers, and I would.
Is that the one that if
people.
you shine it in someone's eye, it would blind them?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a regular thing that you can buy in the shop, I think.
Especially not for a 14-year-old, because that's the age I had one.
Yeah,
And
I
I just-
remember them. Yeah.
And I would go and I would pretend like I'm a sniper and put it into people's houses, and I would stand on top of like a hill, or when we go on the mountain foot next to Tehran, then Tehran is like basically like a valley or mountain foot, how do you call it? So if you go up the mountain, you have access to all these apartments, and like the higher like levels are easier. So you just go in, and then there was this guy who switched once we were there, and he switched like to another room. And it was, by the way, it was in winter and it was snowy and the ground was covered in frost. So keep in mind, I just moved to another place another time with two of my friends, but I'm like the menace. And I'm like so enjoying it. I regret this. Okay, I need to go to therapy. At that point, there was a lot of trauma in my life.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't dealing with it healthy way. I was just pranking people. And then once I go, where is he? And then suddenly I look around and there's two huge guys with ski masks. Ski mask in Iran means you can get away with murder. They're prepared to kill you. And the big giant like fucking stick, like the one that the guy from Walking Dead had, like not a baseball bat, but just like sticks, but just this thick, like some out of a construction site or whatever they become. And they're like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And they're running after me. And I'm like 40. And I look and my two friends are running. And I just start running, and as I'm running, I'm like, it's in Farsi, we say, I ate shit, which means I'm sorry, but it's a way of saying I ate shit. So I'm like, I ate shit. No, I say, we ate shit, and my friends ahead of me are yelling, you take all the credit for it. We didn't come up with it. And we're running, and it's frosty, so I'm like frozen from Incredibles. I'm trying to just slide so I don't slip. And my friend's dad owned a bowling alley there, and we all like run there because we all thought like, oh, that's the place we're running to. Like it's like telepathy. So we all run there, we get in, and we go inside his dad's office. And I felt like Bruce Wayne at that point. We were like, he went in, closed the door, and is like coming up with the CCTV camera. I felt like I'm Batman. We just went to the Bat Cave, and it's like, Alfred, give me the images. And we have CCTV of the whole area. And the motherfuckers stayed for 30 minutes around the area just looking for us. But we didn't come out. And then
Were they just there randomly, or they were there because you were doing that?
I think because, but I don't know how it happened. I think because the guy, unfortunately, this is making it worse, was an old man. So maybe these were his sons. Maybe there were these two young guys there. Maybe
were they actually skiing? Maybe.
No, they weren't skiing. They were running.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but they were. No, I was joking because the ground was frosty and I was wearing like sneakers. So it was very slippery.
No, I'm thinking the guy in ski masks.
Oh, no, they weren't skiing.
Okay.
In Iran, thugs put on the ski mask.
Because you can go skiing in Iran.
Camera, yeah.
Okay.
But so the camera don't pick them up in case they kill us.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they weren't. They weren't skiing.
No, imagine.
I'm just imagining the innocent skiers.
Cool. No,
like,
it wasn't like you. If you need to ski, you need to go like
higher,
way high with a telecabin or something. You can't just ski in the ground level. Yeah, no. But it would be fun if they followed us, chased us with skis, and I'm snowboarding away. Like
a video game. Be kind of cool.
Tony Hawk, yeah.
So guys, funny. I need to stop.
It was supposed to be abrupt and crazy. Okay, guys. Shane is going to leave, and we're going to be back with Tommy. We're going to have a video game segment.
My phone is nearly melting itself. My phone won't work because it's too hot.
Oh, no. I got to show you real quick what I was playing Fortnite on when I was in America. My grandpa got this arcade for us when we were kids, and then he died many years ago. And I got it in my apartment and added like these control sticks and a bunch of buttons that like glow in the dark and like this glow in the dark trackball and shit.
And you attach it to the monitor.
Yeah, so that's how I play Fortnite through the computer.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So Shane left the country.
Yeah, we peeved him off.
Yeah, we peeved him off. He just left the country. So did the sun. No, the sun is here. We came inside. Like Shane left and everything changed, you know? The atmosphere, environment, and we're grieving Shane right now. We're in one of the 5 stages of grief. I'm in denial. I don't know about you.
I'm in the 3rd stage.
Which one is that?
Guess.
The 3rd stage of grief is diarrhea.
Yeah.
Menstruation.
Diarrhea, yes.
Menstruation.
Yes.
Monthly blood.
Monthly blood?
Yeah. Menstruation, no?
Menstruation. Yeah. Masturbation, menstruation, and diarrhea.
No. Don't do that together.
No.
No, it will be bloody on your fingers. You listen, ladies, if you want to masturbate when you menstruate, because you feel hornier when you menstruate during menstruation. You apparently feel very horny.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just right before. Wow.
Do you get horny when you menstruate?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That's when I'm at my horniest.
Yeah. I sometimes go and taste the blood a bit.
Yeah, go no. Do.
Make Bloody Mary. Yeah. Because, you know, when Shane was here, he makes more sense. So I was trying to actually do questions and stuff. But now this is what the podcast is. I was too embarrassed to do what I really do on this podcast.
What do you really do? Oh, when Shane was here?
Yeah. So are you married?
No.
Yeah, that's the other finger.
Oh, yeah. This is for my grandma. But we're not married.
You married your grandma?
No, we're not married.
Okay, good.
It's a ring from my grandpa to my grandma.
Oh,
But I put it on my middle finger because that's the only ring the finger fits.
okay.
You'll hear it against the microphone sometimes when I grab the microphone.
And that was the sound of
Tommy.
his middle finger.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Does it have anything to do with Eminem? The fact that you used your middle finger for the ring? Because Eminem also uses the middle finger a lot.
Like when he like shows his middle finger?
Yeah, but he does it like this. You know why? Because these are the balls. This is the...
Oh. So wait, what's the thumb for?
I don't know.
I did this to some drivers yesterday because they were honking at some lady that was letting us cross the road.
And one wasn't enough?
Yeah.
You needed to flip him off twice
Yeah.
at the same time. It's double penetration.
Yeah.
Damn. Can you explain double penetration to the aliens?
Double penetration is when you put two in.
That was very brief, yeah. When one is not enough, you know, when, you know what Vlad the Impaler did?
No.
He impaled.
Yeah.
So it's like that. It's like, no, double penetration both has to, you know, there's like one in the, that's just so obscene. No, it's too dirty for the children's show that we are. Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah. I mean, the universe has got to be very, very big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think they are? What do you think they look like?
I don't know. I imagine some just got to be bacteria at some point. You know,
Yeah.
like maybe they have squirrels somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe they have like animals just resembling ours. I don't know if they got any that are.
Space squirrel. Imagine how disappointing would it be if a spaceship landed and we opened the door, it's just bacteria. And there's nothing, it's just empty as fuck. It's just somebody sits there butt naked and gets a yeast infection later. And we're like, aliens in your pussy now.
How did they make a spaceship? The bacteria.
All right. Good question.
Yeah, they gotta be pretty sophisticated.
Yeah, maybe they infect other creatures and control their minds and force them to do stuff.
So they probably bring some of them on this trip with them. Maybe.
Huh. Like a squirrel.
Yeah.
But a super intelligent squirrel, which is being run by hyper intelligent. Well, if that's the case, then why aren't we those aliens? Huh? We're like that. We're like creatures, sacks of bones and blood and stuff, yet we are driven by secret forces we call mind and brain.
Yeah.
And we're full of bacteria. Maybe they already made it.
In The Last of Us, they have something like that, but it's not very smart. I mean, it like does what it needs to. Just you see that show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've played the game.
Yeah. I never got into the game, but I like
Damn.
the show. Like Pedro Pascal.
I like the show guy. Who is it?
The guy who runs the show?
No, the guy who plays Joel in the show. Who is
Pedro
it?
Pascal.
Troy Baker.
Oh, in the game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you played the Metal Gear series?
No. He used to play Snake?
No, he's Ocelot. Pretty good. You don't. Wow, they're the best. They're the best games. Before I get into games, I was watching the show with my mom actually, and my mom says something very smart. She says, "Oh wow, this doesn't make any sense because if there hasn't been any humans around for like decades, how come there's still trees? Who's watering them?" Brought to you by my mom. She actually said that. I was like, can you just take a moment to think about what she just said? I was like, that's right. Trees were invented in the fucking Industrial Revolution by Vincent Van Tree.
Yeah, to suck up all that coal dust.
Yeah, and before that, there were no trees. Mankind. Yeah, it's beautiful. So what's the best game that has ever existed?
The Godfather video game. It's really good.
Kidding.
Especially for the PS3. The PS3 is the best version of the game. It's called the Don's Edition. It's really, really good.
And what is it? Is it like Mafia?
Yeah,
is
it's
it like
Mafia.
open world?
Yeah, it's open world, but all the stores are protected by one of the 5 families, and you can like take over the store by extorting the shopkeeper. So you take over all of New York this way, and a lot of the stores have like a secret crime racket going up upstairs. And there's warehouses you can take over, and you gotta like push people to their breaking point, but you can't push them past it. And in the PS3 version, you can use the controller and like throw people with the motion controls, and like strangle them, throw them into a furnace off the roof. Shit.
Oh, I remember. Do you know every era when there's a new feature?
Yeah.
And they want to like milk the shit out of it, but then nobody cares anymore.
Then they took it
called
away.
it 6-axis at the time.
Yes.
And then everything for a while, every PlayStation game had some thing. Like out of nowhere, you're playing a war game, then the character is like, now there is a jerk-off mini game. Do this, do this. Just so they say we incorporated the technology, and now nobody cares about it
They
anymore.
didn't even put it to either PS4 or PS5, I don't think.
I think every PlayStation 3 game is now accessible through Plus Premium.
And it has the 6-axis controls?
I'm not sure. I mean, it does have the motion sensor, the new DualShock, but I'm not sure. Like, yeah, like I know what other game. All of them are accessible. Homer Simpson Hit and Run is accessible. God of War 1, all of them. And it's not like they remade it. You can just access the whole catalog of PS1, PS2, PS3 if you pay for PlayStation Plus Premium. As long as you have the subscription, and it's cloud-based streaming.
Do you pay for that? Do you have it?
Not premium. I actually have the so there is essential, extra, and premium. I have extra. Extra, you have access to your own catalogs, but you don't have that cloud streaming because I don't use it. With extra, I'm playing like there's so many good games on it. These Horizons are on it, Spider-Mans are on it, Ghost of Tsushima's on it. So I actually have pretty decent games there. And here, it's fucking 50 liras, 60 liras per month or something.
No
I swear to
way.
God.
Holy
Because in Budapest,
shit.
it was so much more expensive. Everything was more expensive. PlayStation Store here is like their Starbucks. It's so cheap.
I wonder if you could just use a VPN for that.
You can't.
You tried?
Brother, I
can't-
went down that path. So no, there's no way because you need to have a account in that region you can make, right? But then you need a credit card in that region that is linked to the same address as the account. Unless you have someone in Turkey, you can borrow their credit card.
Yeah, Turkey's specific for that because I've been able to set up an Amazon account in each place I've gone, in Spain and Austria, but not in Turkey because I think it's my credit card.
Yeah, that is it.
That fucking sucks.
But don't worry, if I go back to Budapest, my sister will still be in Turkey and has a Turkish card, so... Roxanne, you don't need to put up a red light. No, just give me your credit card. Yeah, let's wrap this up. Tommy, how long have you been doing comedy, by the way?
Like stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
For like 3 months. 3.5 months maybe.
How many times have you been on stage?
Probably like 50. I gotta count.
Wow, you've been grinding it.
Yeah, because I don't have a job right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Neither do I, but come on. You do it like an RPG game. You're doing every side mission in comedy. Any shitty mic that has a lineup, Tommy's on it. It's like he doesn't even skip that lady who is like, "Can I find my frying pan?" You're playing Gwent. You're playing all the fake video game chess. You know how you're in the middle of an RPG game and someone's like, "Oh, there is this fictional board game we just ripped off of chess. Would you like to learn how to play it first?" I'm like, I just learned how to play a game so I can learn how to play another game within the game so then I can get more XP.
And you get rich. Like Caravan.
Not in real life.
Yeah, but in the video
more
game.
you
I love
play-
fucking getting rich in video games. You ever play Fallout New Vegas?
No,
Oh,
unfortunately.
they got like a game in it that you can like learn like that, and you can like rip people off.
Yeah, but
all
if
the
I,
money.
Todd Howard games, if I get into them, done. I have OCD.
Yeah.
Like I tried Skyrim and I was like, this is too overwhelming to me.
Oh.
This is so big. I quit. I played Skyrim for like 10 hours and that was it. Because I wasn't even doing any missions. I was just exploring. I was just like, now I need to get this bow.
This fucking boggles my mind. Oh my god, you would love Skyrim.
I know. That's why. I haven't
It's so
even
old at this
watched The
point.
Matrix either.
Me neither.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dude. Because and in the beginning, every like fucking kid in school who didn't even understand how deep the movie is would be like, yo, Matrix, cool, Matrix, pew, pew. And I was like, I'm not one of them. I'm a poet inside.
Yeah.
I'm an artsy
Yeah.
nerd, and these are jocks, and I don't want to be like them. But then later, as I was about to watch it, and everybody's like, no, it's so deep, it's so cool, it's about like simulated reality, and I'm like, oh, cool, I'm about to watch it, and there comes Andrew Tate, and I'm like, nah, I'm out.
Andrew, what do you mean?
He talks about Matrix all the time. It's like the Matrix media
yeah.
wants to control you.
Oh
They
my
want to tell you
God.
not.
You gotta fucking play Skyrim though. You had the Mage Guild, the Assassins
I know.
Guild.
I was
the Thief
Arganian.
Guild.
I was Arganian.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I was the reptile.
Yeah. You get married in that game.
To another reptile.
You can, yeah.
Can you breed with other?
You can't have
interbreed?
any babies, but you can marry any race or whatever.
Really? So
Yeah.
if a reptile
You can
wants
marry
to
another
get
animal.
married to a human,
Yeah.
they can't have
Yeah.
babies?
But yeah, you can't have babies no matter what. But you can only marry one person, even if you kill them. You can't like get divorced and get remarried. I've been looking for a mod to be able to.
What if
do
your character is Muslim?
it.
Can you do Habibi? I want a whole harem in Skyrim.
I bet they have a
Habibi,
mod
if
for
we're
that.
doing fantasy role play, we're role playing.
Yeah,
Why
fine.
is it like a role play? No, don't get married. Not even once.
In real life?
Even once is too much. Yeah.
I wonder.
Do you want to get married?
Yeah, but I also want to travel.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say because I also want pets, but you can't really have pets and travel.
Yeah.
So the future is kind of confusing. So I'm just trying to enjoy travel right now.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't know. Do you want to get married? No.
Yeah, but I'm
Yeah?
working on getting fucked first. Because I think that's a prerequisite. Okay.
It used to be a post-requisite.
Yeah. No. Oh. It's I was in a 5-year long relationship.
5
and that
years.
was my first thing ever.
Really?
I just jumped into no experience, nothing. I jumped into 5 years, and I felt like that was marriage. And we lived together for some years, and then I think it was too early. And from 18 to 24 or something, I was basically married. And it was nice, it was fine. And I know I wanted in the end to be monogamous and like that. But at this point, I'm like you. I'm like, I want to not have any commitments in this moment in my life. I just want to fuck around, go around. Not fuck around meaning like, having a lot of casual sex. So I'm not doing that either.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
I just like, I don't know, I get to another country here, do a set, sleep late, do that.
Exactly. Yeah, just where you are.
Play video games.
Yeah, and it's an adventure. I feel like it's so much easier to meet people when you're completely independent.
A relationship takes time because there's a lot of events she wants to go to, and then you got to go with her. You don't have to. You don't have to. But then you'll have to deal with the passive aggressiveness of, everybody was there with their significant other, and then you were in there, so you don't have to. So now you got to go tolerate her friends. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Or then she wants to go back visit home, and it's like, my parents are asking, isn't Roman coming to visit? I'm like, am I?
To Iran?
No, to her parents, let's say, like, who live a city away.
Oh, in Turkey?
No, like my ex was Hungarian, so her parents was in another city. And I love them, they were cool people, but I was sometimes like, they were like, but why isn't he coming to visit? And I was like,
yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
because I'm finishing fucking Batman Arkham City or whatever. But none of that. But then when you're single, you're alone. But so much Batman Arkham. So much fun. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's
if
the
you
most
can get over
insult.
the breakup part, which is very hard. And you get into a flow.
You gotta get to a point where you really want to break up. Then it's not that hard anymore.
Yeah. You really gotta it's a hard place to get to because there's not really any undoing it. Like there is undoing it. Have you ever broken up with someone and got back together?
No.
Yeah. That's tough if you do that.
Yeah, and you're beating a dead horse because, are you in a relationship with someone that you've previously broken up with?
Me?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not in a relationship right
Don't
now.
do that, I say, because you can never really move on from the past. I don't know what happened that you broke up, but one of you wanted to break up. And you can't just get back together and be happily together forever knowing that one of you broke up or cheated or whatever happened,
Yeah.
You can't recover from certain things. So I say go forward because there's billions and millions of people on this planet, and I'm sure there is another one.
Yeah, I don't know if you could recover from cheating, especially. But I mean, just to break up, I don't know. It makes me happy when I hear that people who end up like getting married and staying together
had a falling out and broke up and then got back together. It gives me a little bit of hope. But I know for all of that, there's many people who got back together and broke up, and they got back together and broke up, and didn't end up together.
We went from ball revolters to call her daddy. This is turned into a dating podcast. But yeah. You think you can never recover from being cheated on?
Yeah, if I was cheated on,
Therapy.
I mean,
Another
maybe, but I
person.
just can't imagine it. Or no. I mean, in the relationship that I was.
Oh, in
cheated
it,
on.
no. In it, no. It's
Yes,
over.
That's
It's
what I
over.
mean. That's what I mean.
It's over. You need, I think, to recover, you need another person.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And until then, just being.
Until then, it's just this. I don't know, honestly. I'm not speaking on this. I haven't had that experience, but I can
It's a
guess
long
that
relationship, though. I haven't been in a relationship longer than like two years and a couple months.
it gets complicated. Like we broke up on very good terms, but it was very complicated at the end of it because we wanted to go separate ways. And in many aspects of our lives, we weren't in the same place. We started at the same place,
Yeah, but
we grew into different things.
you become so many different people at that age.
Yeah, and I felt like there's a part of me, the rock and roll in me cannot be tamed.
Yeah.
And I thought it can. You know, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can ever tame it, and I don't know if I can ever be happy with what is happy, you know? This is so hard for me to define because there's a part of me that is like a wild animal. You know that? Like even me in the green room and stuff, like I can be too much. I'm like too independent. I want to go now. I want to come here. I want to do this. Now I'm leaving. Now we're doing this. Now we're doing that, you know? But when you get too serious with someone, you need to then tune your rhythm to the rhythm of the same person. You need to play on
Yeah.
the same beat. And it's so hard for me to, but especially as a guy who's been alone for a long time. I didn't have any friends as a child, really, up until the age 13. I had no friends.
Why? Really?
Yeah, I was bullied a lot. I don't know, a lot of stories and traumas and stuff.
There you go.
And then I had friends, but for some period of time. But then again, I've been single for years. So I've just gotten used to being alone that at this point, I think I might just get a dog or a cat. But at the same time, it's alone, you know, it's good. Human relationships are good too.
Yeah, and there's so many characters we can each kind of play, like so many versions of yourself. Like I know you on stage is so different than you like even after a show or, you know.
Likewise.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, on stage.
But there's so many, but yeah, being in a relationship, you need to kind of play a character that meshes well with them, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, you do need to adapt a lot more in a relationship than outside of a relationship.
Yeah, but I also think I will at some point find someone who is as crazy as me, no, as independent as me, and then we can both be independent together.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Another person who doesn't want a stable home. So we can both be on the road together. And now that's not just geographically, but just like the roller coaster of
Yeah.
experiences. Sometimes people don't want to experience anymore. They're like, let's settle. Let's call it a life. And that frightens me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, maybe I'll feel like that one day, but hopefully it's when I'm old.
Especially if you want to have a child, which I don't, you need to.
Yes.
Because then you need to start be in the same place, be in the same apartment, same lifestyle, whatever, forever. That's stability. But I would like to find someone that we can both keep changing countries, places, cities, jobs. Let's go, move. But maybe I have problems. Maybe this is like an addiction to the adrenaline of life that I can't sit the fuck down and just
Yeah.
take
Well,
it
you
deep.
had to move, so I wonder if that can become addicting.
That's so true, because all my life I've been adapting to change and chaos so much that I got used to chaos. That when actually this is so true, because I've been the most depressed where my life is the best, because I don't know how to handle it. I'm like, are we here? Do I have friends? Am I in a relationship? Somebody loves me? Everything's good? My money situation is good? How? Something must be wrong. Because I'm not used to everything being good. And there's been years where everything was good, but I just couldn't understand it. So I actually self-jeopardize a lot too and put myself in this situation of here right
It
now.
just feels like something must be wrong.
Yeah. A lot of it, I would say, is also on me. Self-jeopardizing things I have, moving on from them, letting go of them.
Yeah. I mean, you wish you want something that you want, you know.
I don't know what I want. Yeah, exactly.
You want to keep wanting it.
Exactly. Yeah, that was deep. Okay, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I know
Do
an
you-
Argonian I'll introduce you to in Skyrim. She also loves to adventure, so.
Who? Your grandma? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's wrap it up.
I'm sorry. Who are you? The person. The
Yeah.
significant other.
In Skyrim.
Yeah.
In Skyrim. Actually, no, I was thinking it was Dark Elf. I'm trying to think if there's any Argonians you can marry. Maybe, yes. Yeah. Her name is Janessa. She lives in Whiterun. It's a very cool
Okay.
city.
Argonian sounds like the Armenian family.
Yeah.
Like Kardashian. Vonik Argonian.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
get
and
that.
you guys can adopt some kids together,
Damn.
some orphans.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
Dogs maybe.
Let me tell you real quick what I like to do when I adopt kids in the game is
Hey.
there's this family where the dad's a drunk who abuses his kids, and you can kill the dad, and then both the kids get sent to the orphanage, and one of the kids a jerk, and I adopt the other kid and leave the other one in the orphanage.
Oh my
It's
god.
fucking awesome. You
That's how you make Voldemort.
yeah, the other kid ends up Voldemort. But it's crazy. Yeah, you can send kids to the orphanage by killing their parents in that game.
And then you can go to the
And then you can
orphanage
adopt them.
and check them, and the kids, like, there's
Yeah.
a list of
You'd be
kids
like, come
in
live
there.
with me. They're there. The kids are there.
Wow, the world is the Skyrim world is so interconnected and weird.
Yeah.
Because in many video games, you kill like someone and then the dead body disappears in 2 seconds. But in Skyrim, there's a lasting. I don't know what is it called in gaming. Like
the
where,
tomb. They have like a graveyard in each town where they end up. You can like search their body after
Yeah.
they're dead there.
so there's a perma effect to your actions.
Yes.
It changes
Yes.
the universe.
And a lot of games will have characters that can't die, and there's some characters like that in Skyrim, but there's a lot of characters that you can kill.
Yeah, Jesus couldn't die.
Yeah. Almost a lot of characters are like Jesus
Damn.
in Fallout 4.
Fallout 4. Why?
Yeah.
Is it because of some nuclear
Oh,
mutation?
maybe. Yeah. I don't know. There's just a lot of characters that you can't kill. It sucks. Maybe because the
Not
story-
for them. I think for them it would be good. Or maybe they're tired of it. They just want to die at this point. Would you
Yeah.
like it if you were immortal?
Immortal forever?
Yeah.
Will I get older? In like
No.
age? Yeah, I would like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good. Like to stop, pull the plug at 20. How old are you?
25.
That's that's where I would stop it.
Yep.
That's the peak.
Fuck.
Peak.
That's not good.
You're at the peak. Anything from now is gonna suck ass, Tommy. Your hairline's gonna recede. Your lungs, if you're smoking, all of it is bad. No, enjoy the last year of being gay. That's when I was young. That's when the COVID hit.
Oh,
I went into
damn.
COVID. I came out 27. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It was
I
insane.
went in 23 or something, came out 25.
Yeah, it's insane. Do you think you lost some like
Hair?
time in COVID?
I think I made
Some of
good
your youth was
use-
wasted on Fauci.
on Fauci. No, I think I made pretty good use of it. Started really getting into the comedy filmmaking and like kind of blew up on TikTok for the first time ever because I've been like trying to make comedy videos for such a long time. Started going to like a musical open mic and performing and writing songs. and
Were they
shit.
open?
Open? Yeah, at the end when I was like 23.
Ah, okay.
This is like 2 years ago or something.
I really was going mad during the lockdown, the initial lockdown,
Yeah, the first
everything.
one?
It was so tough. And we didn't know how the world, I really bought into it. I was like, that's the end of the world. The apocalypse has cometh.
Yeah.
The day of, what is the day in Bible? There's a term.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, there's a term for the apocalypse. Not the day of revelation.
Reckoning.
But nah, yeah, fuck it. Fuck it. That day cometh. Lord, if blah. But it's fine. Yeah, because a lot of good things came out of it. I got diagnosed because of it. I feel like if I didn't get pushed,
With ADHD?
no. With
OCD?
stuff that OCD and another one that I don't talk about on this podcast.
Okay, I'll ask you.
Yeah. And I got pushed to the point to get that because if life, I was managing it kind of, but almost falling apart, and I needed COVID to make me fall apart completely, and be like, something's wrong with me. This is not normal, you know. And if that didn't happen, I maybe wouldn't have known that early. I wouldn't have sought help or tried to work on myself earlier. And then the best thing that came out of that is because there were no stages, so I was missing performing when COVID happened.
Oh, because you performed before then too?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
cool.
think, for a year or something.
Cool.
It's been four and something years that I'm performing. So I was really missing it, and I was like, I need the stage, So I came up with this.
Oh, really? You've been doing this since
This
then?
is a product, and I'm only at episode 18 or 19.
Well, they
So I'm
seem
doing
really
it
freaking
very
long.
slow. Yeah, I do one every 3 months. But the thing is, this was a product of me going insane at home. And if you go to early episodes, I talk to a cat. It's just audio. It's just me talking and then me doing the cat's voice, but then putting filters on it. Yeah, bruh. Boy, the cat, bruh. Boy would talk like this. Boy was a parody of Pauly Shore. And a cat I met in a coffee shop in Amsterdam who was really foggy, in a very foggy room. He would inhale a lot of fog, that cat. He was fogged out of his brain. He was called Bowie. There's a documentary on him.
Really?
Yeah, he would be chill as fuck. His eyes were red, like the cat.
Oh, was that kind of coffee shop?
Yeah.
Damn.
It was called Der Dammkring. And it was Bowie was there, and it's based on that with the character of Pauly Shore, because I was imagining how would the cat talk if he talked. I was like, it would be Pauly Shore. He would be like, hey dude, sup dude, like a guy who would be a VJ at MTV. That cat sounded like one of those early MTV bra surfer dudes. So that's how it happened. And then when COVID ended, I started to add video, and I started to have people on, especially when I meet someone and I'm like, oh, interesting, we need to... it's like a catalog, like an album for me that later I can look back, even if it doesn't work, which it doesn't, like in terms of numbers. I don't know how many people listen, 60, whatever.
Oh,
I think the most I've had was 100, but it's because the person shared it and the person had a lot of followers or something.
Oh, sweet.
But the reason why I do this is that I can then look back, and I've already gone back and not only learned from my former self talking into the mic, but also now I have a catalog of all these interesting people. So now one day you're in Cape Town, I'm somewhere else. We go back and we watch this and we're like, fuck, do you remember Tommy and Shane, Istanbul? And it makes me nostalgic. And so that's why I'm doing this.
That's great. Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you for being on. Any last words to the aliens? Any advice as a human to the aliens?
Hey, quit turn those...
I'm also frozen, so go. We signed it off another way, though.
I don't know. I mean, smoke weed, probably. I don't, for the record. But I mean, if it gives you a good time, take care of your body. Take care of your body. Have a lot of vitamins. Take a multivitamin. Get lots of sleep. Read a book. Play my video games. Play Skyrim.
My video games.
Yeah, Skyrim's one of those my video games.
Can you look in the camera and say, this has been Portals to Terra. Prepare your brains to get fucked.
This has been Portals to Terra. Prepare your brain to get fucked.